Oh, hey, what's up, Mamacita? How you doing? I don't know what you're doing later, but how do you feel about maybe you come over to my place and I can show you my spritz? Oh, you're strong. So, is that a yes? Hey, what's cracking YouTube? I'm Brandon. Welcome to DaVinci's Alchemyst. Subscribers, new viewers, thank you so much for coming and checking out my video. This is the first ever video that I have been tagged in. This is a tag video known as Show Us Your Spritz. Now, I was tagged by Nigel over at 2 Cents Worth. I'm sure that you guys already know about his channel. If you haven't, I will link him down below. And also, I'm gonna tag 2 people, so stick around to the end of the video and find out who's getting tagged. The original origin of this particular tag video is a channel called Moody Boo Reviews, so I will also link her channel down below as well. Now, this is a list video and it's broken into these categories and they're a whole lot of fun, so without taking too much time, I'm gonna get right into it. Our very first category is Unicorns Are Real. This is basically a category of a fragrance that's in your collection that it took you a while to get or you were looking at for a long time and you finally got it into your collection. So for me, that is Dior Parfum. Now, I've been looking at this for a while. Obviously, it's not like a super older fragrance, but when I first heard about it, I was super interested in it. I love the note of, oh, damn it, that's good. I love the note of iris, and it's got a nice little leather kick, and I passed by this in airports multiple times and I never pulled the trigger, and that was too late because I tried really hard to get this online and I couldn't get it without paying like $300 for a bottle, which I wasn't going to do. So I finally had a few opportunities, pulled the trigger on it when I saw it on discounters, but constantly was too late until I finally got this bottle just recently, and I'm super excited. I love wearing this. I'm just kind of pissed that I didn't get 2 bottles instead of just the one. So now I could, this might be my only bottle I ever own, which kind of sucks. Into the next category, House of the Rising Scent. A house that maybe not everybody has heard about, something that you're interested in or you're looking at, or even that you own. One that you really enjoy that is not super, in the massive spotlight. Now for me, this is 2 houses. This is Hendley, and I have 4 of their fragrances. I have the EDC of Bourbon, which is very different, even though it's just the concentration from the other bottle that I have, which is the X-Straight of Bourbon. And then I have 2 of their other offerings. I have Blonde and I have Amora. Both really great. Not to take away from the other house, which I just recently picked up a discovery kit, and that is Rogue Parfumery. Now this guy, Manuel Cross, he basically is making non-IFRA compliant fragrances. He's really going for the old school, trying to keep a connection with some of those old school fragrances that have been altered and changed over the years because of IFRA regulations. If you aren't sure about what IFRA regulations are, I'll try to drop a link into an explanation down below in the description of this video so that I don't have to waste your time by explaining to it right now. But Rogue has made some really amazing offerings, and there's already 2 or 3 that I'm going to be picking up. Again, there is Hendley and Rogue for House of the Rising Scent. Next category is Heart the Hype. So this category is based on a fragrance that you really love that has been super built up in the fragrance community. Now, this one for me is I've been seeing a lot of videos over the last, 6 to 8 months. Everybody was blowing it up. I wasn't 100% sure. Gotta admit, I blind bought it. Super glad that I did. And that is Cedrat Boisé from Mancera, excuse me. And I'm hyper impressed with this. I thought that it was just gonna be an Aventus clone because a lot of people talk about it being an Aventus clone. Not an Aventus clone, in my opinion. There's so many things about this that are very different. The opening has pineapple and citrus, much like Aventus, but this becomes a very different animal for me on my skin, to my nose. Definitely glad that I picked it up. You should check it out. It's really, really good, and it's not a waste of your time to check the hype on Cedrat Boisé from Mancera. So the next category, I'm gonna get a lot of shit for, okay? This one is Renounce the Ounce, which is basically the same thing as Heart the Hype. However, it's the opposite. It's everybody hypes the shit out of this fragrance, and I don't really like it. Like I said, I'm gonna get a lot of shit for it because I know that this is really, really well loved. I think actually it's a pretty divisive fragrance to a lot of people, which I find to be really amusing because I know that a lot of yeah boys wear the hell out of it, and honestly, I have a bottle because my girlfriend got me a bottle and she likes it, so I will wear it for her. But the notes on Dior Savage, they typically have an odd effect with my nose. I'm not saying this isn't a good fragrance. I'm saying I don't like it. It's when it gets on my skin, something happens with some of the elements that make this up, and it gets like chlorine, like friggin' chlorine when you're out of a pool. It just attacks my nasal cavity, and I really can't wear it for very long, or I have to go super subtle with it and only have a little bit on, which is a bummer again, because I know that it's probably a pretty good fragrance and a lot of people enjoy it. But for me, Dior Savage, I just don't dig it. It's not my cup of tea. No bueno. Next category in Show Us Your Spritz is another Mancera. Now, this one is, the category for this is Love is Blind Buying. Your favorite blind buy. Now, I always suggest that you try before you buy, and you try to, get your nose on something to, decide if you really want to like it. I don't advocate blind buying, but I do it myself fervently because I'm an idiot. But so far, things have gone pretty well with my blind buying. So this Mancera is Oud Vanille. Now, this is easily, at this point anyway, since I haven't tried everything in the world, this is easily my favorite vanilla fragrance. Oh, dude. I have this huge thing about vanilla. For me, it's just a really enjoyable note. It's calming. It kind of brings back that childlike feeling a little bit. Sometimes if the vanilla is really good, it reminds me of hanging out in an ice cream shop with the waffle cones and stuff like that. I don't know what it is. But for me, I really love wearing vanilla fragrances, especially in the winter. And this one just takes the proverbial cake for me. I'm so glad that I blind bought this, and this will not be my last bottle because I love to wear the hell out of this, especially before bed. It's a nice little evening calmer, and then just kind of makes me feel good and all giddy. And I highly advocate getting a sniff on this if you haven't done so already, because it's a bitchin' fragrance. Oud Vanille by Mancera. The next category is one that you want real bad, or one that you are planning on buying, or you already have coming. In this particular case, I haven't bought a bottle yet. This fragrance is Salome by Papillon Parfums. In case I didn't mention it before, the name of the category is Crystal Baller. Sorry if I didn't, I'll put that up. You'll see it. Papillon makes amazing fragrances, and I don't own one yet, but I've definitely had my eye on Salome as well as Dryad. Dryad's a really great spring fragrance. Now, this is an independent house, and the perfumer Liz Moore has done an amazing job. I have not actually tried any of them that I didn't like. I don't know that I've tried every single one, but they're really good. They're bangers of fragrances. If you at all have a possibility to check out Papillon and you haven't done so already, do it now. You're gonna have to dig deep in your pocketbook to buy these, but they're worth every penny in my opinion, but that's just my humble opinion. Next category of a fragrance is I Take It Rare. So this is a bottle that's in my collection that is rare, or more to the point, it's the rarest bottle that I have. So I haven't tried to reach out and get some of those hard to get ones, but I do have the rarest one in my collection is a discontinued fragrance, and that is from Imaginary Authors, and that is Mosaic. Now, Mosaic is a fragrance that has this note of limestone, and it's listed on here as artisan well, and it's crazy because with the citrusy notes, the petitgrain notes and whatnot. The whole thing reminds me of like a spa treatment day where you're sitting or laying down in like a soak pool that's, you know, got limestone everywhere and it's wet. And this is just a really beautiful fragrance to me, and it's a bummer that it's discontinued. But I did get this on a special on Imaginary Author's website that they re-released it for a short period of time. I snatched it up as soon as I could because I had heard about it, and I'm super glad that I did. It's definitely one of my more favored fragrances from Imaginary Authors, and oof, I hope for everyone else's sake that they re-release it again because it's really, really good. So that is I Take It Rare, Imaginary Authors Mosaic. This next category for me is a little tricky. So this one is Stuck on Bandaid is the name of this category. The original thought behind this was a favorite band of yours and some notes that you would kind of associate with that band and what you would call that fragrance. At least that's my understanding of what it originally was. For me, whenever I put on fragrances, I automatically hear music. It's just a thing that I'm used to. I think for me, with this category, I want to kind of go into the most prolific band for me in a lot of ways, and that is Slipknot. Now, they are a super, super hardcore metal band, and they're very emotional. The music is super emotional. It's not just some music that is kind of moody and dark. It's energizing. It's music that I listen to when I want to lift heavy at the gym. It's music that I would listen to when I want to do yard work. It's music that I listen to when I'm working. And for me, there's actually a fragrance that just encompasses that, and that is Laudano Nero from Tiziana Terenzi. Now this, when I first smelt it, it was so loud in my head, Slipknot. And so it was just a no-brainer for this category. This is so many things in a fragrance. It's deep, it's dark, it's energetic, it's strong, it's muscular, it's agility, it's drive, and it's focus, and it screams, but in a really, really good way. That's one of the best ways that I can describe this. I will do a review on this eventually because I'm super in love with this fragrance. If you haven't had a chance to check out Laudano Nero, you should. I will also link down below a specific video that reminds me of this fragrance, and that is my category of Stuck on Band-Aid. The final category is Brain Farts Stink Too. Now this was basically a category that was supposed to be, you know, the fragrance that you bought or blind bought that was, you know, the most expensive or the biggest regret. Now, I don't actually have a lot of fragrances that I super regret. This one was cheap as shit. I got it at TJ Maxx, but for me, I just bloody well hate it. And that is Azzaro Chrome. Basically smells like cat piss and chlorine to me. It starts off pretty nice, but it doesn't take long for it to combine with my skin chemistry and make it like mustard gas. I don't know what it is, but it makes me feel like I'm choking on my own phlegm in the back of my throat. It sucks. It really, really sucks. I know it's a fresh, soapy shower gel, you know, old-timey experience. Even from the bottle, I'm fine with it. But the minute that I put it on my skin, it just has a bad reaction. And you know, this bottle cost me like 20 bucks. And it's still in my collection just specifically to have. Yeah, Azzaro Chrome. Don't like it at all. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video, guys. That's it for me for Show Us Your Spritz. So I want to tag two people that I have in mind. Pep from the Scentinal. Link his channel down below. You guys should go check him out. He's a beautiful fragrance reviewer. He's awesome. I love watching his videos. He's super eloquent in the way that he talks about it, and I'm definitely interested to see, you know, what he pulls out from his collection for this. Hopefully you'll be into it, Pep, if you haven't done it already. For my second reviewer that I'm going to tag for this video, I'm going to tag Darren the Devil over at DevilishScents. Another Pacific Northwest dude. Really want to hear what you have to say about these, man. do it to it. Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful people, for coming and checking out my channel. If you are not subscribed, please do so now. Love new subscribers right over there. You can hit that little button right there. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you like the video. Leave me a little comment down below. I'm super interested to hear what people have to say for their own choices for this tag. Hopefully everybody is having a wonderful week and a wonderful day. And don't forget, no matter whatever it is you're doing in life, keep calm, stink pretty. I'll see you next time.
Oh yeah, it's going. And take great care to not take care.